say this with my chest, there are far more women struggling to find love in relationships than men. Yes, I agree, bad men exist, but these men are created, not born. And I'll tell you what's causing this: toxic feminism. What feminism does is simultaneously teach women to detest masculine traits in men, but cultivate them in themselves.
Facts.
So for instance, a man that cheats is trash, but a woman who cheats is a bad bitch. Or a man that sexualizes women is misogynistic, but a woman should sell her nudes online and she's a bad bitch. But the biggest problem with feminism is that it makes women reject their feminine traits. So they no longer want to be loyal or nurturing. As a result, we're breeding a generation of men who no longer aspire to provide, protect, and most importantly, respect women because they can access them and replace them. So yes, men are struggling to find love, but it might be because this generation of women is not what they want.
Funny enough, most men come to this portion of the internet because they're dealing with relationship or dating issues with the modern woman today. What they find out is that their specific issue that they are having is not so specific, and actually it's widespread like the plague, and that they should leave these damaged women to their own devices as they hone in on their fitness, their earning potential or capability, as well as their masculinity. For it is far more easier to save yourself than it is the modern woman today. What this young lady on the screen is highlighting is that men are pursuing other options within their life, getting passports, focusing on other things to improve themselves or make themselves happy, and not wasting time on trying to build a life with these modern women. But here's the thing: you have to thank modern toxic feminism for that. Because see, men like myself wish that it was different, but it isn't. And until categorical change can happen, my prediction is you're going to see a lot more men just like me, happy as hell, mid to late 30s, making good money, and no kids.
There's a message going around the dating community implying that highly educated, well-paid women are less desirable to the average man. And I would challenge that to say that most highly successful women tend to find the average man less desirable, thereby rendering them less desirable to the average man. A friend of mine was in a break room at his job the other day listening to a group of successful women talk about what they look for in a man, and all of them pretty much wanted a man who was doing better than them financially, and ideally a man that was doing better than them in every area of life. It was interesting because when he hears men talk about what they look for in a woman, it has nothing to do with her education, nothing to do with her finances, but everything to do with her character, with her beauty, with her ability and willingness to support him and submit to him. The thing about this conversation that we haven't discussed yet is who you become in attaining your success. If you could get the degrees, if you could get the bag, and you could still find yourself humble enough to support and submit to a man, even if he's not making as much money as you, then you don't fall into this category. But
well, here's the thing: is that you're asking modern women today to go against their conditioning, and that's the goddamn problem. They will continue to fight tooth and nail for all the things that we don't find attractive to make them attractive. They will continue to fight. They will continue. But hopefully there could be a lot more women just like you that can continue to come up and speak the truth to them, because they refuse to listen to suckers like me. Let's keep going.
But what tends to happen is we get the bag and we change the way we look at these men. No man wants to be looked down upon, period. You got the degrees, you got the bag, now you're trying to get the man, but you're coming into the relationship feeling as though you are better than him, and so why would you submit? That mindset is going to render you less desirable to any man.
First off, let me say this. It's getting really dope to see more and more, not even just women, but more attractive women carry forth with these logic-based talking points. It makes me feel like me getting up and speaking on a mic each and every day is really starting to have a damn impact. But I'm going to tell you guys a quick story, which is similar to her story. I was at dinner about a month or so ago, and one of the young ladies that was at this group dinner was a PhD. And a portion of this conversation focused on dating in modern times. And of course, the PhD was complaining that the men don't amount up to her particular level. And that's because in her mind, she's looking for PhDs and higher. But meanwhile, I'm looking at her and she has an aggressive attitude, and objectively she's a 2 because she's built like a washing machine. But the shame is that she'll ignore decent, average men because she ignores her obese stature in lieu of that piece of paper that she hangs on her wall. The feminism hocus pocus is stronger than a Houdini-like magician, but the difference is that instead of pulling a rabbit out of y'all hats, y'all gonna be pulling some cats.
States make money off of child support. There's something called Title 4D, where let's say you go to court, dad is ordered to pay child support for mom. The state makes money off of this dad paying child support. The federal government reimburses the states, right, for collecting child support and dispersing it out. So you think, wait a minute, so if we had 50-50 custody, if we had Kids are with mom half the time, with dad half the time, which, by the way, research shows is the absolute best for kids. What happens with child support? It's greatly reduced or there's none. The more child support the state can reel in, the more the federal government pays the states. It's a business, you guys. You think and then of course we've got the feminazis out there saying, these deadbeat dads, these poor moms. No, number one, these poor moms fought against a dad trying to get equal custody. All we want to talk about is dads who they're not deadbeat, they're dead broke.
Watching content like this that are explaining concepts like Title IV-D, which most men don't even know what the hell that is, absolutely breaks my heart, because I know so many amazing fathers in my life, and these men are trying their damnedest to be in the child's life, but they're being punished by the mother because the man doesn't want to be with her. But the crazy issue is that the harshness of that punishment seems to be incentivized by the state. But now you know why. Men are charged way more than what it actually would take to put food in a child's mouth, to put that child in sufficient shelter, or to put clothes on that child's back, because the federal government makes more money the more that they can charge. I had my boy the other day confide in me that he pays $3,000 a month in child support for one child. What are you even buying him with all of that damn money? A new Apple laptop once a month along with feeding them? Gentlemen, understand this. Your lack of eggplant discipline, your lack of sperm discipline is a business. Woman goes to Target on her boyfriend's shift and demands marriage. What did you just say? Hold on. You put this ring on my finger 2 years ago.
And it's time to do it or get out. Yeah, we're getting married right now, or I'm leaving. I'm out.
Wow.
I'm done. Like, if you don't marry me this second, I brought the pastor.
What?
I brought Emily. She's my bridesmaid. Hi, guys. I'm just finally making him commit, Like, we're getting married now, or like it's over. Woo! Do it!
Of course, you got a random woman in the background scream, do it, irrespective of the pure, absolute, and utter craziness that this young, desperate woman is displaying. This is how far down the Disney modern woman psychopathy actually goes, to ignore the rational thought that this shit is egregious as hell and to yell out, do it. Like, what? Absurd.
Yes, we can't talk about this outside. Shaking.
Shaking. Crazy.
Thank you so much.
Did someone have told me about it?
Because someone told me about this? Hold on, let me do this. Listen, let's talk. My G, listen to me. And I'm going to talk to you as if you're in the room right now with me, okay? A 2-year engagement is long enough to identify the crazy that I'm sure that you pinpointed, and long enough for you to say, ma'am, give me my ring back. You should have left a long time ago. A young woman that is ready, willing, and able to show up at your place of business and potentially get you fired with her emotional malarkey is not a woman you should entrust in a marriage contract for the remainder of your life. Get out, my G. Trust me, her doing this perfectly demonstrates the craziness that she's setting your life up for. Questions, comments, concerns? Y'all already know what to do. Mediocre tutorials and reviews at gmail.com. Guys, did you enjoy today's video compilation? I think that I did. Let me know your comments down in the comment box down below. I'll be looking at the comments. Damn it. All right? Give me some comments. Make sure you put it on a timestamp so when I look at your damn comment, I know which portion of the video that you are actually talking about. I can't tell you guys the amount of times that I'm reading something and I'm just like, well, what are they even talking about? Which part of the video? Because this can apply to all 3 or 4 or 5 parts. All right? Guys, last but not least, shout out to my Patreon. Without you guys, I would not be here. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. Anyone down here watching, if you guys want to be a part of the Patreon to support your boy to make sure that this train keeps on moving forward, if you've ever received any type of good words from your boy over here, consider supporting me henceforth. Until next time, YouTube. Peace!
So, without further ado, MTR, cut through the BS like we in charge. No cap with the rappers like steel bars. I'm packing and rapping like here we are. Here we are. Mediocre tutorial reviews. Like, comment, share my views. Come up and I paid my dues. Big step in my black way shoes. MTR, he break it down, yeah, it's MTR. Check out the sound when it's MTR. No one put it down like it's MTR.